So it's been a while since I've done any type of discussion about Dragon Ball Super, and I thought about it, and I thought, okay, what the hell? Um, the theories around Goku Black, or the theories that have been around Goku Black, have been overloaded throughout most of the year. About his origin, we've only just found out about the whole deal. Um, it's a bit underwhelming, and at the same time, it's a bit predictable. But at the same time, it's kind of a new twist with an old spin. So, but this is really the next heavy discussion around the DBS community, and I don't think we've had that much intrigue in any type of DBZ arc. Period. Which just goes to show you how popular the series has been, even after all these years. But the main topic about this is what's going to happen next. Now that the theories have been silenced and the questions have been answered, partially been answered because there's still a bit of inconsistencies, but around Goku Black and how he came to be with the Super Dragon Balls, how he destroyed the Super Dragon Balls after he made his wish, what's happening with Zamasu now that he's immortal, the future Zamasu. There's obviously a lot of the time chronological inconsistencies as well, but that being said, the execution and the way everything's been handled over the past few months has been unbelievable. The intrigue has obviously peaked, and now obviously the biggest topic is how is this all going to end? How can Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks at this point in time? How can they combat against an immortal being like Zamasu and an overpowered being like Goku Black, who gets stronger with the help of his opponents, which has been the case in episode 61. Even though Goku got kind of ticked off, and when he heard about Gigi and Goten in a different time, and himself being killed right in front of him, obviously that ticked him off and pushed him over the edge. Now, notice how I'm glad they didn't do that and give Goku a new mode or anything like that, because I still think it's way too early. Even though we've had Super Saiyan Rose introduced, it's more like I said. I don't think it's it's more of like equivalent to Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, but in Zamasu's own way. He managed to control inside of Goku's body, who we know had his body wished in place of Zamasu. That's how everything worked out. What the problem is now is you have a immortal being who can't die. Obviously you have an OP god, obviously like Goku Black, who killed all the gods of destruction in the future, in Trunks' timeline at least. Now, I said this during my review, I believe he killed off the Supreme Kais because Goku Black, as strong as he is, I don't think he can take down all 12 gods of destruction. That's not happening. Given the fact what we know about Zamasu anyway, in the present timeline, he's pretty much dead. He got killed off by Goku Black. I should say he got killed off by Beerus, and somehow was able to use a time ring to manipulate time and able to revive, and obviously use the Dragon Balls to make himself immortal. Or in this case, Goku Black, because obviously he needs to make Goku in order for that to happen. So that's one inconsistency. However, the intrigue now is how do you deal with Goku Black and how do you deal with Zamasu? Well, the most popular theory of Zamasu is to take him out of the picture. He needs to be sealed. There's only two ways we've seen in DBZ that can happen. Number one, you get sealed up by the desert, although I don't think Zamasu is the type of guy to trap himself in his own technique, like Garlic Jr. did. And although that was considered filler anyway, so I don't know if they're going to introduce that. Obviously, the other way is from the original Dragon Ball, and that's the evil containment wave that Master Roshi used, which failed against King Piccolo. And now, what's interesting in the preview, we do get to see Piccolo, Master Roshi, and company, and even Gohan playing Gigi, and Super Goten's going to appear as well in the next episode to come up with a plan to take down Zamasu and Goku Black. However, the problem is, now, here's the problem. With Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks, they're already in the future, and they've skipped, or they've already gone back and forth in future like twice. They can't do that again because Trunks had his final farewell in the present, so they can't go back in time. And any plans they make in the present, they can't help Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks. So that's anytime a sailor's going to have to come from another version, and nobody in the future world knows of the evil containment wave because they're all dead. In fact, the only person right now who belongs to the DBZ universe, with the exception of Trunks, happens to be Yajirobe. He's the only one. Well, I guess you can call him original DBZ characters. In this case, Fighter, because he was spared by Korra with the sense of being obviously against the android. So obviously the knowledge of the evil containment wave is not known by people in the future world, so that can't happen either. But I get why people think that way because it's the only way. But the problem is that evil containment wave killed off Master Roshi and he almost killed off Tien, even though both of them were complete duds and didn't work. So I don't see that working on someone like Zamasu, who's proven throughout this entire arc. He's a lot smarter. He was able to spot God of Destruction and use the timer to manipulate time, so you can travel back, obviously, to the future, kill off Gawazu, take his hero. Now that is another thing. Now here's another thing. The main topic, the main discussion, and the main theorized topic in DBS right now is: will there indeed be a fusion? There's obviously spoilers, but possible spoilers. But notice how I'm using possible because number one, just because they're out there doesn't necessarily mean it'll happen. And for Goku, I'd like to think that Goku and Vegeta are going to get the job done without fusing, even though I think it would be cool. But the problem is they need to get stronger throughout the entire series. So, and as much as I want to see Vegeta in the series, I don't think a permanent fusion is going to happen either. Keep in mind, Potara fusion is a permanent one, as strong as it is. So I don't think that's going to happen. And the only reason they separate before, well, number one, they were stuck inside Super Glue, so obviously it dissolved the fusion. So that's number one. Number two, the inconsistency is this: they're both wearing Potara earrings. Now, they were, before they killed off Gawaza, they were apprentices of a Kaioshin. In this case, Zamasu was the apprentice of Gawaza before he killed him. In the future, that is. But the problem here is that I don't know. Do they have knowledge of the Potara earrings? Do they know what they do? Because I believe Gawaza obviously do, but obviously did not. And that's the thing. A lot of people thinking that Zamasu and Goku Black are going to fuse. Now, that theory kind of makes sense, and for two reasons, and I'll tell you why I think this. Number one, Zamasu is in need of power, and given what we have right now with Trunks going into his new mode, I don't know if it's a new mode or if it's just like a power up. It's like an in between Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan. But the problem is, unlike Goku, Vegeta, Trunks awaken that power from anger and not calmness. Like I said, and I don't see that as epic as it looks. Don't get me wrong, and it's epic. I don't know if it's going to take down Goku Black, who can get stronger. By the way, keep that in mind. Who can get stronger by his opponents. That's been established. It happened with Goku when he got ticked off and he put up a huge fight against Zamasu and Goku Black. But the problem is, how do you beat a guy that's immortal, and how do you beat a guy that can obviously get stronger through your power alone? So obviously Trunks is gonna beat the hell out of Goku Black, but he can't do anything against Zamasu who's immortal. That's the problem. Now, this is why I think the fusion is gonna happen. Number one, there has to be a line drawn, because if you can't kill Zamasu, how do you end the arc? So that's number one. And I think, other than sealing him, using the evil containment web, where it will, I don't know if it'll kill off, but it may kill off the user if it's successful. But the only person I can see doing that is Trunks, and I don't think he knows that at all. So I don't see that happening. But I do see a fusion happen for Goku Black and Zamasu. number one, if they get pushed into a corner, they're gonna have to find a way. But it depends how far they get pushed to get in order to fuse. If they have knowledge of that, if they don't, then it's not going to happen. But the reason why it would make sense in this case now, I don't know if it's ever established, but keep in mind if two beings that fuse are consist of the two people that give those a new characteristics. In that case, Goku and Vegeta fused. They gave birth to an entirely new being, a separate being made of two bodies. That was established. However, the problem here is Zamasu, obviously immortal. If he fuses, I guess technically with himself in Goku Black's body, does that technically mean does the fusion of Goku Black and Zamasu, if that were to happen, does that make them immortal or not? Because of obviously Zamasu, the future Zamasu is immortal. However, if you fuse into a entirely new being, does that change things? I would think maybe that'd be another way of taking away Zamasu's immortality, so they can be defeated. But I don't see it happening unless it really will happen. And if they knew that already, why didn't they wear earrings on the separate earrings? They could have done more damage. To me, it doesn't sit well for Princess of Kaioshin. I don't know. I still think there's a possible fusion, but it looks to me right now, it looks like Goku and Vegeta, especially with the possible spoilers and rumors that are going on. Now, again, I don't know how 100% complete these theories are or rumors, because number one, I don't go around searching for episode titles. I don't go around searching for spoilers because I like to see what's going to happen next. But I also like putting my own two thoughts into certain things. And it's something as popular as this, what's become Dragon Ball Super, and given the fact how it had a rocky start and now it's right at the spot that it needs to be, where it should have been. But now obviously people are making the theories left, right, and center. So I'm going to make mine. Now I've said all along since the art began that there was going to be a fusion because of the Batara earrings. There was a potential foreshadow of a fusion. Now, I don't think there'll be a Batara fusion because it's a permanent one. And like I said, the only reason that Goku and Vegeta defused was because they were inside of Buu, which I don't know, unless they have another inconsistency where they go back in time and they're split in two again, which I don't think is going to happen. And like I said, unless they have Kai earrings or Batara earrings from when there was in present with the Supreme Kai. I don't see a Batara fusion happening, but I do see a fusion technique happening. Now, I know a lot of people saying that Gogeta isn't canon. Yes, that's technically true. However, the fusion technique is canon, and we've seen what it can do. And just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean they won't do it. Especially the rumors of this, that the present Bulma is going to end up dying in a couple of episodes at the hands of Zamasu and Goku Black. Now, given the fact that they already killed off Gigi and Goten in one timeline, I would not be surprised. And obviously, right now, Trunks right now is already ticked off. Now, a lot of people thought he was going to turn into a full Super Saiyan Blue. That didn't happen. It's a mixture of both. I said it before. A lot of people saying it's like a hybrid version of the legendary Super Saiyan, which technically isn't canon either. But it kind of, if you notice, it's kind of influenced. But the aura surrounding this body is Super Saiyan Blue, no doubt about it. So I don't know if it's a mode that's in between both in this case. Now, as it relates to the fusion technique, I do see that happening. However, I guess it's up to Toriyama what he introduces now. Like I said, just because it's canon. And remember, the Dragon Ball Super is a entirely different being from a DBS, so or DBZ in this case. So Toriyama can make a change like that just in an instant. So and right now it doesn't look good for Goku and Vegeta anyway, because right now the only one technically is up right now who can put up a fight is Trunks. But how long do you see that happening for with someone who can actually regenerate because he's immortal, and somebody who can actually get strong because of him. If this makes up Goku Black even stronger, there's no way in hell that Goku and Vegeta alone are going to be able to beat him, which is going to introduce the fusion. I said this from the get-go. I didn't think Goku Black would be this much of a problem, but then what happened, we had a new mode in Super Saiyan Rose introduced from an antagonist, not the protagonist, which you usually think would apply to Goku or Vegeta. That didn't happen, at least not yet. So unless they unlock a new mode, which I don't see happening, and honestly, I don't see multiple Super Saiyan Roses because it kind of downgrades Goku Blacks a little bit. So I want to see when Goku and Vegeta awaken a new mode. I want to see a completely different new mode, one that's on a higher level, and one that's, because right now they're getting their asses completely whooped, and they can't get stronger just by doing that. It just doesn't work unless they have the Senzu beads, but that's only going to work so much. So the only way to do that, and obviously a fusion technique would be the step in the right direction because it's not permanent. It would make sense, and it's introducing something that's cool. Even though the fusion technique, I said it's canon, but right now this is just my opinion. I'm not going through spoilers or anything like that. I'm just giving my thoughts of what could happen. It would make sense if Goku Black and Zamasu would fuse. Only because if you get rid of Zamasu's immortality, then you got a chance of obviously taking him down by the end. But the problem is they become OP as hell, and and if Bulma doesn't end up dying, can you imagine how ticked off Vegeta's going to be? You know what he's going to do. He's going to want to get even no matter what. So I wouldn't be surprised if Vegeta agrees to do the fusion technique with Goku and actually put an end to this. And that would be awesome if that would happen. But right now, nothing's really confirmed. I know there's possible rumors and theories, but right now, until it happens on our screens or it happens in front of us, we don't know what's going to happen next. So that's it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think what's going to happen next. I've asked this question many times throughout the start, but will there be a fusion? And if so, what do you believe that fusion to be? Right now, I'm kind of on the lines of two possible fusions. One between Goku Black and Zamasu, and the other would be Gogeta at this point in time, unless something else is introduced. And I don't know. Do you think Zamasu is going to end up getting sealed if there isn't a fusion? Because how? But that's my question. Let me know your answers down below. Comment, rate, subscribe. Catch you guys later. Bye.